It's that time of the week. 3, 2, 1, let's go. My job involves a lot of noise. A classroom where the ADHD kids fight the other ADHD kids, and then the students with autism join in. This is madness? No, this is grade 7. I long for tranquility in this age of skibbity. So twice a week I have a fancy lunch, far away from Piccadilly Circus, walking among the glamorous estates of Finholme Central Park. We see towering skyscrapers, deluxe pools, and an elephant party. Ellie the elephant packed her trunk and said hello to the I might censor what I just said. Afterwards, I arrived at Artisan, where I grabbed a fancy tray and some fancy tongs. Then I pounced upon the fancy pastries. Artisan is a fancy place. I bought a sandwich and some pizza bread. Wow. Going outside, we see Landmark 81, the tallest building in Vietnam. We enter the park to find a shaded bench. Here I am, filming a bird. This is a clear reference to Krzysztof Kieslowski's camera buff. Gee, I wonder what these kids are looking at. Now I sit, touch Landmark, and eat my fancy sandwich. The peaceful aura is supreme. Alas, it is now time to return to Piccadilly Circus and destroy my eardrums once more. I used to work for ILA a few years back, and among the staff there were many eclectic individuals. To the right of me there was a man who did the makeup on The Lord of the Rings, and to the other side of me there was a teacher which every December watched 100 Christmas movies. Interesting fact, by the time I left, that center was 80% bald men. I'm not bald. Yeah. Well, here's the story. There were rumors that Chico from the X Factor was working at ILA. And even though there was a teacher that was insistent that he saw Chico when doing his health check, there was no way I could believe such a thing. Not almighty Chico. Until one day I was covering at the Van Han Mall and Chico walks into the room. He places his books on the desk and with gusto shouts, "It's teaching time!" And then all the rest of the staff went, "Way!" This was the Chico we all know and love. This was him. Wow. An hour later, during the break time, I started a conversation with him. I was surprised that he was there. He told me he needed the visa. I explained my troubles with overworking, and he said something very reassuring to me. He said, "You take life way too seriously. Your moaning is delirious. Chico time was 15 years ago, but Tom time is today." So I was inspired to quit my job and become a professional YouTuber. Look how successful that is. And anyway, if we're talking about Z-list celebrities getting jobs in language centers, what about Gary Glitter? Where did he work? In Vung Tau. That's what we all want to know. Last of all, let's talk about the Japan Exchange Teaching Program, otherwise known as JET program. It's a program run by the Japanese government where they get native English-speaking teachers to work all across Japan. Be the envy of all of your friends as you get sent to the middle of nowhere in the middle of the Japanese countryside, plonked in a classroom where you get paid not really to do much but twiddle your thumbs because you're not the teacher, you're just an assistant. Now that's what I call sedentary. The reason I applied back in 2016 was for a soft entry into teaching. I applied in August 2016. And then in December 2016, I had the interview at the Japanese embassy in London. They have spectacular toilets. The interview went perfectly. I did a lot of research online. I had unique and interesting answers to every single question. I knew everything about the program itself. And before the interview, I received a Teaching English as a Foreign Language, a TEFL certification, which should put me at a spectacular advantage. Before the interview, I watched so many videos online of how to answer these questions. I was confident that I had passed. I was truly a master. Yet in April 2017, yes, that's right, April, they sent me a letter in the mail on my birthday that I didn't pass.
Just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So in total, it took over 6 months between the application and the result. Sure, I was upset about that, but now I look back and I think, wow, what a waste of time and effort. Employers should take 2 months between application and result. Some even take a few weeks. And in my humble opinion, the JET program is not worth 6 months of waiting. And yet some people wait longer because they're put on a waiting list where they have to wait an extra 3 months. Instead, get a TEFL, find a language center, or work in a different country. Myself, I applied for Vietnam, and it was the best decision I made. But anyway, to summarize, the JET program isn't a proper job. They don't treat you with respect. And there are far more exciting opportunities out there. So I really do suggest broadening your horizons. Thank you for watching. I do this every week. The range of topics are broad and miscellaneous, but they are for sure interesting. It's really worth just spending 5 minutes of your week just chilling with me, okay? So please subscribe and I'll see you then. Goodbye.
A season wind passed along the moment.